Yes, this is the question we have now. Question number 2. In paragraph 2, activation of opioid receptors will lead to means cause means cause. So lead to or cause means same thing. It will lead to, okay, heart stools means it will cause heart stools. Opioid receptors will lead to intestinal movement. Opioid receptors will cause intestinal movement. Lead to or cause is one and the same. Opioid receptors will cause heart stools. Means opioid receptors will lead to heart stools. Then C, opioid receptors will lead to constipation. Okay, opioid receptors will cause constipation. Opioid receptors will cause abdominal pain. Opioid receptors will lead to abdominal. So lead to or cause, it is one and the same. So they are not important. That means it is result. He is asking what is the consequence. He is asking you what is the consequence. So this is common, lead to. Commonality. So this is not important. That means according to this word, everything is correct. But lead to or cause what? That is more important. The second part of the sentence is more important. Intestinal movement is the result, or heart stools result, or constipation is the result, or abdominal pain is the result. Okay. Now the person who is asking this question is asking regarding this one. Opioid, activation of opioid receptors. So he is asking regarding this. Activation of opioid receptors. So this is the cause. This will result in what? This will result in what? So here go there and see opioid receptors. So when means at that time means cause, or stimulated means activated. The synonym of stimulated is activated. Synonym. Okay. So when opioid receptors are stimulated, so when opioid receptors are activated. So now let us see these words. Check these words properly. Okay. Opioid receptors. Opioid. This is the word. Receptors. This is the word. Okay, 2 words we got. Right. Next one. Stimulated means activated. Stimulated means activated. Remember that. Stimulated means activated. So now let us see the 4 words together. So activation, that is the first one. Then opioid, that is the second one. And receptors is the third one. So these 3 words are got here. Opioid, then receptors. Okay. Stimulated means activated. Stimulated means activated. So those are the 3 words. So what will happen? What will happen? They means what? Opioid receptors. They means opioid receptors. When? Then they. So that is the point. They means opioid receptors. They means opioid receptors. Again, may means will. May means will. Alter means change. Alter means change. Modify, transform. Write down. Alter, modify, transform. Alter, modify, or transform. They may alter means change, modify, transform. Alter, modify, change, transform. Or more precisely means clear. If you want to say clearly, perfectly, they decrease, reduce, minimize. Minimize what? Peristalsis. This is the word, peristalsis. 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 So if you don't understand this word, you will not understand anything. They inhibit. Inhibit means prohibit, avoid, restrict. intestinal transit. That means the things will not be passed on. Okay, the things will not be passed on. Increase intestinal fluid absorption. The fluid will be absorbed back into the body through the skin, intestinal skin. Okay, intestine covering. That fluid will be absorbed and decrease intestinal secretions. All negative things. So peristalsis is decreased. What do you mean by peristalsis is decreased? First of all, do you know what is peristalsis? All the other things are equal to peristalsis. Peristalsis means what? You have to go to Cambridge Dictionary. Ask your father, Cambridge Dictionary. Peristalsis. Peristalsis means the repeated movements made by the muscle walls in the digestive tract, tightening and then relaxing that push food and waste throughout the body. So that is called peristalsis. It's a specialized scientific word, biological word. So the muscles contract and expand, contract and expand, contract and expand, period wise, little by little, releasing food. Okay, through the muscles. So that is called peristalsis. That is called peristalsis. Okay, that is called peristalsis. So that is very important. That is very important. If you do not understand that one, you lose the point. So the question is asking you whether you know the meaning of this word peristalsis or not. If you don't understand, you lose the answer. So now let us come here. Right. Yeah. Now here, when opioid receptors are stimulated, they may alter or more precisely decrease peristalsis. Peristal means what? Expanding and decreasing, contracting and contraction and expansion of the intestinal muscles to push the food forward is called peristalsis. So contract and expand, contract and expand, contract and expand. When they contract and expand, food is slowly, gradually pushed ahead. Okay, towards the anus. And the food is egested or excretion takes place. Okay, slowly moving towards outside. So that's it. So that is called peristalsis. Then this movement, peristalsis is decreased. That means peristalsis decreases. That means they contract less and they expand less. Contract less and expand less. That means the speed at which the food moves forward will be decreased. That means food is getting stagnated there in the intestine. And at the same time, intestinal transit, that means moving forward, transportation of food material through the intestine is inhibited. Inhibited means reduced or constrained or decreased or prohibited or restrained or refrained. So all these words. Intestine, the food is not passing through the intestine, it is getting stored there. And increase intestinal fluid absorption. There only food is there. So the more the water is taken out. Every now and then water is taken out from that already existing food. So what happens? It becomes hard. Food becomes hard. Okay, which is there in the stomach. And then intestinal secretion. Food is already there, secreted there, and nothing is happening. So intestinal fluid secretion will be minimized because no more food to, already that food is already digested. So why to send more fluid? So that is also reduced. So everything leads to peristalsis, decreased peristalsis. That means food will not move forward because the expansion and the contraction, and the expansion and contraction is reduced. The rate of peristalsis is reduced. The more the peristalsis, the more the food is pushed forward. The less the peristalsis, the less the food is passed. That means food is going through the intestine very slowly. But food is going inside into the stomach, but food is not coming out of the stomach. after the stomach into the intestine. Food is going into the intestine from the stomach, but it is not coming out of the intestine. It is stored there. That is called lead to intestinal movement. The question is little bit not very clear. Lead to reduced intestinal movement. That should be correct. Lead to reduced intestinal movement. That is the correct. Question is little not clear. There's a problem with the question, not with you. But it is in peristalsis means intestinal movement. But when giving the question, he gave a miscommunication is there. Lead to reduced intestine. That reduce is not there. That's why decreased peristalsis. Peristalsis means intestinal movement. Stay silent and learn. The grandmaster is at work. Peristalsis means intestinal movement. The question is wrong. The option is not very clear. Okay, I'm giving you black color. Peristalsis means intestinal movement. Decrease, the synonym for decrease is not there. Lead to decreased intestinal movement, he should have given. Okay. Peristalsis means intestinal movement, it is already there. But decrease, the word is missing in the option. Okay, lead to decreased intestinal movement. That is the answer. So it should have been here, decreased. Lead to decreased intestinal movement. That word is missing. Lead to decreased. Okay, that's what is there. Decreased. That should have been there. That should have been there. Lead to decreased. I have to write this. So, okay, fine. Lead to decreased. The word is missing here. So I'm putting it there. Yeah, that is decreased intestinal movement. That is missing. So decrease. The question format, that is a mistake. Intestinal movement is already there. What nonsense lead to intestinal movement? Peristalsis means intestinal movement. Food. Okay, passing through the intestine. It's already there. It is decreasing. That movement is decreasing. So lead to decreased intestinal movement. Then it is correct. The question, there is a flaw in the question. Okay, right. That's very clear. So this is the answer. So lead to decreased intestinal movement. May alter means may lead to, may result, may consequence. Okay. 1 minute. Let me take the picture. Okay. In the screen. Okay. Yeah. Right. So I have given the explanation.